The United Kingdom has released a new list of people it's banned from entering the country, and an American radio talk show host is high on the list. The Kingdom has released a list of people it has banned from entering the country. American radio talk show host Michael Savage is one of 16 people the British say are named and shamed by their government. The government accusing the conservative host of expressing what they call extreme views that could lead to violence in Britain. The national media has reported that aspect of the story, of course, here all across the country. But I can just about guarantee you that the national media is not repeating the language used by Home Secretary Jackie Smith when they issued this ban on travel from these 16 people. She said in a preface that coming to this country is a privilege. If you can't live by the rules we live by, the standards and the values that we live by, we should exclude you from this country. And what's more, now we will make public those people that we have excluded. Can you possibly imagine government officials in this country saying the same thing as the British Home Secretary? They should. Joining me now, three of the best radio talk show hosts in the country, and they can travel to London at will. In Denver, from KHOW, Peter Boyles. In Washington, from WPGC, Guy Lambert. And here in New York, from WOR, Dr. Joy Brown. Thank you all for being here.
Hey, Lou.
I want to just start, Joy, if I may. Guy, let me turn to you. This business right now with Michael Savage being banned by the British government because they're afraid he might foment violence there. What's your reaction to that?
Well, Lou, plain and simple, thank God we live in America. You know, this is really interesting to think that nowadays that you can actually be put into a position where what you say can literally get you banned from a country. It makes me proud to be an American, Lou, plain and simple. If you take a look at some of the language that was actually expressed in this newly released memo, it says that he could possibly spur hatred. Well, I'm curious to see where that hatred would come from. It also says that he could possibly spur violence. I'm also curious to see as to who is going to be violent once this man enters the country.
Well, you know, the British are far more violent than the Americans. I mean, they are notorious for that.
I guess the question, Lou, is how long is it going to take before you and I are banned from Britain as well, because we're talking about it?
Well, as long as we got our First Amendment rights here, we're going to be okay. I mean, I love the British and I love Britain, but my golly, you know, they ought to, I would love to see them grasp on to the Magna Carta and think about the First Amendment as a consideration. Peter, let's turn to, if we may, to this crazy stuff that is emanating from the Department of Homeland Security. This agency talking about creating a dictionary, a lexicon of extremism, a report suggesting that our returning veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan are susceptible to becoming extremists. I mean, they actually use the word terrorists.
But compare and contrast that to the British. I mean, what we're just talking about. It's really not dissimilar, but I like to come back when, as you know, when Darth Vader strikes down Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan tells him, I will be more powerful now in my death. Michael Savage has gone up in stock in Great Britain by about 500%. He now becomes the forbidden fruit. But it's also the next man theory. Who's the next guy they don't like? But in terms of Janet Napolitano, I don't know, maybe twice a week you got to water her like a plant. I mean, I have no idea what this woman's thinking, why she has the job. But maybe her time will come. She keeps with this ridiculousness. But the fairness doctrine's around the corner, Lou. You and I have spoken about it. Don't kid yourself. They go into school libraries, take books out. It's frightening stuff, and it's the kind of thing that Jefferson warned us about.